video on a day in my life. Today is not my birthday, but when I post this, it will be. Some of you had asked me for this, so I thought why not as a birthday special. I make a video on how a typical day in my life is. I generally sleep at 1, so I wake up at 8, so I get 7 hours of sleep. But today I woke up a little early for this. So now I'm gonna go get ready for office and leave probably by 8 o'clock. Let's go. Light kind of lights up if you walk past it. And we're finally here. Now I'm gonna give you an office tour. Let me show you my floor first. This is my desk. This is where I write my time boxing schedule every day. I rarely sit at my desk though, because I'm always either in meetings or I like to try new places to sit at. This is just a nice area where if you want, you can use the treadmill. What a typical conference room looks like. So you have a whiteboard, a nice big screen where you can have meetings, chairs, desk, and there's always a nice photo. Pictures taken from previous events. It's all over the place. So this is the kitchen, and you have a lot of snacks here. My favorite is obviously yogurt. There's also a section for fruits which is not filled yet. And here you find the breakfast stuff. Huge conference room. If you want multiple people to take calls, it's a pretty cool place. They haven't opened yet, I guess. And this is the place where there's a social gathering. If there is social gathering, it's generally in this place. And I really love this patio. From here you can see literally all the buildings. So this place, Salesforce has a lot of books spread throughout the floors. I've read this book, which is really good. I would say they're all self-help books basically. It's a beautiful place mainly because of the view from here. If you want to practice meditation, there's an iPad kept here which has pre-recorded meditation guidance. I took some of my videos here as well. When I want to get away from all the noise and want a moment of peace, I generally come here.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi.
So it's 9 o'clock and I have a call with the product manager right now from Netflix in about a few minutes. During the week itself, I usually reach out to a lot of people who are product managers from Salesforce as well as outside Salesforce. I just sent a random LinkedIn invitation and he was kind enough to accept it. I would strongly suggest wherever you go, don't stop networking. So I'm gonna head for the call now. I'll see you guys soon. Is done. Right now, today is actually a major day because I'm going to present my project to the upper management. So I'm working on 2 projects for the summer, and the first project is more of creating a feature on top of a service that Salesforce has. So I was involved in talking to a lot of users who will be using that service, the feature that we create, and getting the requirements of why they want that feature. Can they look at alternatives? Okay, so if they do want the feature, how to prioritize on which, inside the feature there are a few more categories, which one to focus on. And my second project is a bit more abstract. I can't say much because I'm working in the security team. We had to present our findings to the upper management, which we will be doing today. And we also had to come up with a mitigation plan on what to do moving forward. So I know that sounds very vague, but unfortunately I cannot say anything more. So this presentation is very important because there's going to be hundreds of people who will be listening to this presentation from all over the world. So I've had the presentation ready and everything is done, but I need to practice it at least twice or thrice right now. And I also have to check emails. Every day we get a lot of emails, so there are like a bunch of emails there. Generally, I would say my day, 50% of the time could be spent in meetings. And these could be meetings with the users who will be using our products, or meetings with people from other teams to gather requirements, or meeting with your own team to update on what's happening, or my favorite part is meeting people to brainstorm on what to do next in the project. The rest, around 20% time is spent in writing. So since I'm a program manager, I have to write something called a functional specification, which is basically like if you are a software engineer, your end product would be your algorithm, your code. For people like me, my end product is this document which has everything that I worked on, and there is a certain order in which you have to go about this. 20% of time is spent in researching, reading about new concepts, and I also spend 10% of time to do things outside work, such as reaching out to new people or looking at what's happening latest in AI news or what's happening around the world. I just spend some time reading about things that are going on outside the office. That's pretty much how my day is spent. I just wanted to find a quiet place where I can just talk for a few minutes. So the presentation, I think it went, so like all presentations, there was not enough time. So we had to move forward and prioritize on what was important and what was not. It was a good experience mainly because I had to quickly decide what should I cut from this presentation. It was already very short, but I had to cut down a few points and say only what was required. I have an interview call with this user of the second project that I'm working on. I need to get some more information from his side. So after the call, I think I'm going to go for lunch. Generally, we interns, we go for lunch together. Some days I go alone. Some days I have lunch with my team, or sometimes with just a few people around. So today I think the interns have already left for lunch because we generally go at like 12 and I can't go right now. So I think I'm gonna just quickly go grab lunch from the food truck outside and come back. I'll see you guys soon. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
You got a selfie stick there?
Yeah, I'm just making like a video of a day in Salesforce.
A day in Salesforce.
Yeah.
With coffee.
Thank you so much. So, we're back after lunch and it's like 1:30 right now. Thankfully, one of my friends who went to the shop, they got the lunch for me so I didn't have to go all the way. So now, I think I'm gonna change the location and go to a different place just because after lunch, I start to feel drowsy if I sit in a room. The afternoon I have like 3 meetings going on. It's basically a team meeting wherein the team that I'm part of, we meet every day for half an hour to have something called a stand-up where we talk about every day's progress. Second one is another team meeting which is weekly once. It's between my manager, mentor and 2 others in my team and myself. Let's see. There is one more coffee chat that's with the product manager from Salesforce itself, and there's also an event happening. So it's a volunteering event which is happening today. So Salesforce focuses a lot on giving back to the community. So I also have to make a presentation for the demo day next week. So the demo day is basically this day where we talk about the entire work that we did the last 12 weeks. So it's a very important day for us. Probably that'll go on until 6 o'clock. Generally I come in at 9 a.m. and leave at 6 or 6:30. It's pretty standard. Sometimes it goes beyond or before. I'll see you guys very soon. I think it's 6:10 p.m. right now. I spent like 1 hour on the presentation and in an hour I have to go for yoga class. So generally between 6 to 7 I'm either checking my phone for all the messages throughout the day, replying to the messages, doing a very short task like replying to YouTube comments, or sometimes some other work comes up. Like right now I'm looking for apartments, but just very small tasks in between. Here it is. it's pretty close to my home, so that's why I have the motivation to come every day. But this is as far as we can go. I'm gonna stop here. See you very soon. That was yoga. I know I look all sweaty and messed up, but it's literally 110 degrees Fahrenheit in there, so that's like 45 degrees Celsius, I guess. So can't really blame me for that. But I have to say, I've never really believed that yoga can make someone so calm and peaceful, but it's really true. There have been so many days when I entered the class when I was so frustrated, but after that 1 hour, I feel completely and absolutely at peace. I think why it's so calming is because they make you do poses which require 100% concentration, that you really cannot think about anything else. You don't have the mental capacity to think about anything else. I've not been doing it for long. This is probably my 30th or 35th class here, but the results have been amazing. So if you're thinking about going for yoga and you have a class which is right outside your home, I highly recommend you do that. And now it's high time I take a shower. So generally after I take bath, there's a routine that I follow. As soon as I come back from yoga, I play songs really loud and I sing. I love singing, but I'm not good at it at all. It makes me really happy for some reason. I make some food. I'm not someone who is a great cook. My only option is to eat frozen food. I know it's unhealthy. And then while eating, right now I'm watching The Big Bang Theory. While making the food, I'll be listening to some podcast. I just love this podcast from NPR. It's called How I Built This by Guy Raz. He talks about an entrepreneur or a visionary or a leader just when they come out and talk about an idea that they had and how they executed the idea. Today I'm going to spend time editing this video that you're watching right now. I try to allocate an hour where I just sit and read novel. My attention span is not that good. Even if I'm not reading the novel, I'll probably just read something online. Right now I'm looking at conferences to apply to. I have some good news to share. I just got scholarship to attend this conference called the Business Innovation Factory today. I'll talk more about it probably later on. Now it's time to go and make some food. In today's menu, we have a nicely cooked methi paratha, grapes, and dal makhni. This is just something that I got from an event. So, yeah, I mean, it looks nice. It's not ideal, but the alternative is I have to start learning and doing it on my own, which I just don't have the time right now. And I am pretty lazy to do that right now as well. I'm going to have to manage with this for now. It's 1 a.m. right now. I just got off the call talking to my parents, my brother, and just my best friend. Right now I'm gonna go to sleep. It's been a good day. I did almost everything that I wanted to, but there's always something left for the next day, you know. Right now I'm reading this novel called Factfulness. It's one of the novels recommended by Bill Gates. Hopefully I get a good 7 hours of sleep right now. Good night. So I hope you got a glimpse into the day. But this is not how every day is. There are some days where I go out with the other interns, we go for movies, we play board games, or we just hang out at someone's place. We karaoke a lot. But if you look at all the days over the last 2.5 months, this is probably how an average day would be. Hope you had fun watching, and I'll see you guys next week.